Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for April 3rd through the 9th, 2023, or whenever this message finds you. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Sagittarius at this time, please? Messages for Sagittarius at this time, please. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today, Sagittarius. I appreciate every like, every view, every subscription. The first card out for you is the number 15, the Muse. Beautiful card. The second card is the Queen of Forces. Powerful, Sagittarius. The third card is the Four of Roses, Views of the Ego. On the bottom of the deck, the Six of Roses, the War of Roses. So this card could potentially show a conflict of some type. Generally, it is a romantic conflict. It could be in your business or some type of project that you're working on. The red and white flag on the ground shows that you have tried to work the situation out and that things are kind of at a standstill right now with both the white and the red rose on either side of the battlefield. The bottom line for this card for you, Sagittarius, is it's up to you to decide when to leave the battlefield and to not give your energy to a situation anymore that may be draining you or that may be bringing conflict to your life. So the first card out for you is the number 15, Major Arcana, the Muse. This reduces to a 6. Whoops. And right now, if I can get this to stand up, I will try to make it so that the glare is not terrible there. And you can see a beautiful female entity there playing a flute, and the swirling light and flowers all around her represent creativity. Of course, major arcana are important in the Akashic Tarot, just as they are in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. And the Muse card right now is singing a song of upliftment and imagination for you, Sagittarius. It's a time of inspiration, light, and creativity. And you have a time right now of heightened resourcefulness and inventiveness. Any creative project can receive exceptional energy now, both from you and the universe. So call upon your spirit muses and let them join you and the Creator to lift your project to the skies. The Akashic force for this card says, close your eyes and touch in with the force of inspiration and pure potential. A swirl of music, beauty, movement, and imagination flow through you and around you. You can give birth to any possibility, Sagittarius. Feel this power of creation now. This is a time as well, if you watch the new moon reading for new moon in Aries, we're still in the first quarter portion of that, and so you can still plant your seeds of intention, Sagittarius, right now. Put those intentions out into the universe of the things that you want to manifest in the next 6 months that come to fruition whenever we reach the full moon in Aries 6 months from now. This is the Queen of Forces, and she is likened to the Queen of Wands in the traditional Rider-Waite, so she is an action card. It shows the Queen here balancing the moon in one hand and the sun in the other, and a river flowing beneath her feet. Of course, she brings a combination of power and peace, and she has the power of creativity and receptivity in both her energy and her support. So some of you may need to bring that balance to your life right now, and the Queen of Forces is helping you do that. This card sometimes can represent a person in your life, perhaps you or another, who's coming into great power right now and the ability to sustain that power with wonderful results. There's a gift of grace and serene understanding with this card, and it could also bring new roles and opportunities in careers in many of the sciences, nature, energy, global communication. The Queen of Forces can also indicate the appearance of a possible love interest or an associate in a creative project or business venture who has a powerful influence and connections for you. It could be someone you know or somebody new. But remember that there is a tender yet powerful support during this time. So choose to support yourself as well, Sagittarius. You've got to love yourself first. I say that all the time. You hold the forces of the sun, creativity, and the moon, receptivity, and only you yourself can direct the energy of your eternal life. And that goes beautifully with the Muse card that you received first, and how you want to use that creativity right now. You can give birth to any possibility and to feel the power of that creation now. So, powerful cards for you right now, Sagittarius of creation. The next card out for you is the Four of Roses, views of the ego, and you can see 3 people looking into a mirror there and only one reflection looking back. And he's looking, pretty snarky, pretty condescending. And this card is speaking towards someone who is potentially in your life right now that is a very selfish person, and you may have given this person lots of chances. Perhaps this is a romantic relationship. It could be a business relationship, or again, one that is something that you're working on a creative project. But this person is thoughtless and selfish, and whether this is a love, friendship, or family or business relationship, this person is self-absorbed, and they make plans only thinking of themselves and not how they affect anyone but them. And it could be, as I said, you've given this person many chances, and if it's family, it's difficult to break away. But this card is telling you now that you've tolerated enough, and you've kept hoping things would change because maybe you were just afraid to step away. Codependency is a tough thing. If this is, got to do with a child, it could be different, but still, you're called now to be aware that this person is unlikely to change, and you may be delaying the inevitable. You have to take a look in your mirror, Sagittarius, and see how staying in this relationship affects your future and what you want to accept and what you do not. So the message from the Akashic Tarot for this card says, for the Akashic Force, imagine yourself looking into a mirror, and all you see reflected there is the divine within you. Take a moment to sense that truth. Let this part of you be reflected in everything you think and do. And every time you look into an actual mirror, see your divine self there. Now, I know that can sound like an egotistical thing, Sagittarius, but it is not. And that's the whole point of this card, is seeing the divine in yourself, and it not being an egotistical thing, but a thing of divine presence, that the divine is in all of us. In most religions that have compassion in them and believe in compassion as part of the religion, in my opinion, there is a belief that the divine is within all of us and we are in the divine. So all of us must make up a greater thing. We're all a tiny light that is part of a greater light. That's the way that I visualize it myself, in that we all have that tiny spark within us of the spirit that we carry, but that is the divine that this card is speaking about. When you look in the mirror and see the divine in you, You would never expect the divine to put up with disrespect from someone who was being condescending or dismissive or taking advantage of you. And you shouldn't accept it for yourself either, because you are a loving being, Sagittarius, and the Sagittarius that I know are very giving. And so there's nothing wrong with expecting just a little even consideration in return. So I'm sorry to ramble on but this is not a viewing yourself as the divine in an egotistical way, but in a divine purpose way, in that you're expecting people to respect you in a certain way when you show them how to respect you. Do you know what I mean? If you don't put up with a bunch of stuff, people figure out that you are worthy, and you believe that you're worthy, you know your worthiness, and you are not going to put up with stuff. So I feel right now this is a great time of creativity for you with this Muse card, figuring out what you want to create and how you want to create it. Maybe you just need to bring more creativity into your life right now, Sagittarius. We all have been living mundane lives, I think, for a while. Throughout this pandemic and things happening, it's easy to get into a rut. So remember that you have the power of the Queen of Forces, receptivity, creativity, and you have the power to use that however you like. And I believe that seeing the divine within you can help you get there. If you don't feel, so insignificant, and you can see a little bit of that divinity in you, it gives you hope for another day. It gives you something to strive for another day, something to look forward to for another day. So maybe there's something that you need to find out that you love right now, Sagittarius. Maybe you need to just get a hobby, something that you can just do, that you don't have to think about anything but how much you enjoy doing something. Even if it's, something as simple as putting a couple seeds in a pot in your windowsill, putting a puzzle together. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. If you want to do something more than that, learn to play an instrument. There are many things that you can do. You can garden on a larger scale. Learn, to arrange flowers. Become an artist, buy a watercolor set. There are lots of things that you can do. You can also just go out and sit in nature and just enjoy the beauty of nature and be thankful for that, Sagittarius. That is a gift in and of itself. If you can go out and feel the sunshine on your face, be able to breathe clean air and hear the birds singing, that's a blessing, and it's very grounding. So especially now with springtime, try to do that. And as I said, this is a new moon in Aries period, so plant those seeds of intention. What do you want to do? What do you want to have? It doesn't have to be a huge goal. Maybe you just want to, maybe you want to learn how to crochet. Maybe you want to learn how to play the piano, and you just want to do it for fun. You don't have to do it on anybody's schedule but your own. If you learn how to play one scale, feel good about that. Feel good about that. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Wild Offering Oracle deck, if it doesn't jump out of my hand. Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides, for these beautiful messages for Sagittarius. This is a beautiful week for you, Sagittarius, and I'm so happy we're coming in to springtime, and it is a time of hope and rebirth. Ambition. This card has come out many times this week. May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Please use me for the highest good. That just makes me smile, Sagittarius, because you have got a lot of power right now. So you really are seeing the divine within, or please do. The power of creativity. Another card of creativity and receptivity. beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know what you're creating right now, Sagittarius, but I bet that it is awesome. I know how organized you are. Use that to your advantage. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful messages for Sagittarius for this week, whenever they see this message. What is the final message from the Universe Has Your Back deck for Sagittarius, please? Thank you. I choose to learn through love. And this card said, I offer all my deepest longings to love itself. Choose to learn through love, Sagittarius. Ask to be shown the way. Invite in a divine plan. Ask to be shown how you can be used for the highest good, and it will become clear to you. Use that power of creativity and receptivity right now, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me today. These were beautiful messages for you. If you liked this reading, Sagittarius, please like and subscribe right now, and I will see you next time. Enjoy your April. Love and light.